Welcome to In Body, In Mind. Join us as we explore the world of alternative and complementary health, wellness and life experiences. In an age of where sustainable practices and eco-friendly products are at the forefront of consumer awareness, hemp has emerged as a versatile crop with a myriad of benefits. Bronwyn Blake is an accomplished agricultural scientist and hemp farmer, who along with her partner Chris is championing the cultivation and application of hemp in modern agriculture. Bronwyn offers a glimpse into the promising future of hemp farming, an inspiring story and healing benefit potential of this ancient crop. Hi, welcome along to another podcast. This is number 12. We are slowly climbing up that ladder and we still do not have a name. So I'm not even going to say what this one is called, but today with me I have Bronwyn Blake from Vass Hemp Valley or Vass Valley?
Vass Valley.
Vass Valley. And Bronwyn has a really interesting background on hemp, and I've always been interested in hemp because I remember a long time ago it used to be material. It was just t-shirts and
it had a huge textile industry.
Yeah, where did that come from? All from India at the time?
Oh, I think America as well. They used to grow hemp. It was actually compulsory to grow hemp, I think for the First World War, to make army uniforms and sails for the naval ships.
Wow, actually sails.
Mm-hmm.
So it's strong, very strong.
One of the strongest natural fibers in the world. George Washington used to grow hemp.
Did he really?
Yeah, and in fact I think he made it mandatory for all farmers to grow hemp at one point in time in history.
For what reason?
Mainly for the textiles, for the Navy and the Army. Yeah. But
that's really interesting.
Yeah. So there's not much of a textile industry in Australia anymore, but overseas there still is.
So how did you get interested in this particular product? I mean, you have a bit of a background in agriculture, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I'm an agricultural scientist and I've done quite a lot of work with agriculture in the past. And my husband and I, we met, we somehow managed to buy a little farm in North Jindong, which is near Busselton. And we wanted to make a living off the farm, live the dream like so many people do. Yeah. Buy a little bit of land, make a living off the land, much easier said than done. But we knew that we didn't want to do livestock because I'm a livestock researcher and I know how much work and money is involved with livestock. So I knew cropping was going to be for us. And we only had 60 acres, which isn't a lot in agricultural terms. So it had to be something we could value add to. So I looked at lavender and I sort of looked at different essential oils, those sorts of crops. And then I came across hemp and realised it was actually legal to grow it here in Western Australia. And then I bumped into an old friend who was living on the property of one of the first hemp growers in Western Australia by pure coincidence.
Well, that was meant, wasn't it?
I hadn't seen this person since I was a kid, really. And he put us in touch. And this person gave us our first bag of hemp seed. We got our license and we've been growing ever since. But the thing that appealed to us with hemp was that you could do so much with it. It has really high value add potential. They say there's about 50,000 different things, different products you can make from hemp.
Wow. I mean, that's...
Yeah. Insane.
That is like unlimited, isn't it, really?
Yeah. It's as far as your imagination goes, really. So you can do something with the stem, like the stem is used for textiles and for building. And then the flowers are used for medicines, the seeds for food, for oil, industrial uses from the oil as well. And the roots have medicinal properties too. So every part of the plant can be utilised.
So what are some of the remedies that are used today?
Well, we all know about medicinal cannabis. So that's a little bit of a different...
all right, so we're talking CBD oil, right?
CBD is one tiny aspect of the hemp plant. And it's not legal in Western Australia. It's quite big in the US. But CBD certainly does come from the hemp plant. But you have to grow it under a medicinal license. We can't grow it. We have an industrial hemp license. And we grow the hemp plant, and the CBD would normally be extracted from the hemp flower, but we're not allowed to do that. Regulation says no, we cannot extract from the flower. But CBD is a wonderful natural remedy if we're talking about.
So hemp, is hemp the same thing as cannabis?
It is, yeah. It is cannabis sativa, but it's the low THC version. So it's been selectively bred over generations to have almost no THC. So the stuff we grow has 0.02% THC.
Okay.
Whereas your normal medicinal cannabis or street cannabis has anywhere between 10 and 30% THC.
Yeah.
So massive difference.
Yeah, because they're using it, like, I know that people can get it on a script from doctors as a pain, to help them with pain or sleep.
Yeah. And Chris has my husband, and the other half of Vass Valley, he has a medical cannabis prescription for pain.
And it helps him, yeah.
Yeah, when he really needs it, like he uses our products most of the time, which I'll go into soon. But when he needs a little bit of extra pain relief, that's where the THC is really good.
Yeah, he needs something a bit stronger.
Yeah. And it does help with sleep. Most people, or a lot of people, use it to help with sleep as well, particularly if pain's keeping you awake at night. Yeah. But there's a lot of other therapeutic goods that can come, and non-therapeutic goods that come from the cannabis plant, or the hemp plant in particular. So I've mentioned CBD, which we're not allowed to use, but there's the hemp seed oil, and that's what we specialize in. So what we do on our farm is we grow the hemp plant specifically for the hemp seed. We harvest the seed, and then these little seeds, they're actually technically a nut. They are absolutely chockers full of essential fatty acids. So your omega-3, 6, and some omega-9s as well. They've got a beautiful fatty acid profile.
Wow.
And just having that alone is highly nutritious and beneficial for our healths. So I can go into that in a little more detail if you like.
I'd like to hear more about that. So people are taking fish oil capsules.
Yeah.
So this is just as potent, or is it different?
It's better, in my opinion. It's better, and I've done a lot of research. Better fats. So the health industry would have us think that fish oil is the best of the best because it's got EPA and DHA, and our bodies are not particularly efficient at synthesizing EPA and DHA. But if you have hemp seed oil, it's got the precursors, so the little building blocks for EPA and DHA. And when we eat them consistently, our body learns better to convert them to EPA and DHA. So our body gets more efficient at it, and it can do more with these other little building blocks as well.
Yeah.
Like it's got, hemp seed oil also has GLA, gamma-linoleic acid, which is not found in fish. It's found in a few plants like evening primrose oil, borage oil, and hemp. And this is fantastic for skin health and hormone health.
Yeah. I mean, we really don't know enough about, vitamins. I mean, when I think about it, right from many years ago, I would, someone tell you need vitamin B, so you just go to chemist, get a bottle of vitamin B or D or E or whatever, I better try this. But or your multivitamin. But then later on, I mean, I must say that as you get older, because you start to really read more, I guess, and research more, I found that some vitamins your body will just get rid of it.
Yes,
because you need to have it with another.
That's right.
Another vitamin.
Yeah, it's
so your body's not going to absorb the goodness unless already it has this with it.
Yeah, in fact, it'll just cause unnecessary strain on your liver and kidneys.
Yeah, because it needs to process it and get rid of it.
Yeah. So hemp seed oil, they say, well, with most supplements, have it with food, and it's the same with hemp seed oil because your body needs all the nutrients in your food to actually absorb and utilize the supplements.
Yeah.
So hemp seed oil, again, I can't stress enough how valuable, not just hemp seed oil.
So you're using, I've got hemp seed oil actually. So you actually over your salad, right?
I have it in capsules.
Oh, right.
So
wow, that's even better.
Well,
you take it every day.
Every day. The best way to use it when it's in the bottle form is over your salads because you don't want to cook with it. It's got a really low smoke point. So use it or drizzle on bread with basil and tomato.
Oh,
that's
yummy.
a lovely snack, and a bit of mozzarella or feta. That's delicious. And a lot of people use it topically as well. Just rub it directly on the skin, especially those suffering eczema and psoriasis. It's a fabulous treatment for that. It really penetrates the skin.
So actually, what will it? It's not a cure.
It can. I don't know if there is a cure. Besides, like when it comes to eczema and psoriasis, it's really tricky.
It's usually caused through stress
and gut health.
And gut,
yeah, which is often upset.
Or
by
even
stress.
mouth, you know.
So it can help with that because, like, whenever I deal with a customer who has psoriasis or eczema, I suggest taking the hemp seed oil internally, so have capsules or have it off a spoon, and use it topically as well.
Okay.
Because it can then help the skin repair from the inside and from the outside.
Yeah, right.
And manage your stress more than anything. But gut health, you know, my baby boy, when he was 5 months old, developed eczema. And I took him to the doctor. She said, oh, yeah, it's eczema. He'll have that for the rest of his life. And I said, no, he won't.
Oh, really?
We do not have eczema in our family. And this is caused by a medicine. I know what's caused it. I dewormed him. He had worms. We're on a farm. Worms are just a part of life. You know, my 2-year-old had worms and...
Is that true? So you're more like, why is that? Because of wildlife there, or?
Oh yeah, with chickens, and we're all in the dirt, you know. And the kids are always out in the dirt, and there's chooks around the place. It's just part of life.
It is.
Yeah. So I gave. We all had a worming treatment. I didn't give it directly to my baby. He had it through my milk, and a week later developed eczema and full body tinea because the worming tablet knocked out his gut flora.
Right.
And then he had that for a couple of months.
Wow.
Poor little thing. He was very itchy. And then once his gut restored itself, he's never had it since.
Yeah.
So that's when that convinced me that eczema is directly linked to the gut.
Right.
But I was
and a lot of people have it.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yes, they do.
A lot of people
stress.
living with that.
Gut
and psoriasis.
Mm-hmm. And that's generally linked to... And gut problems are generally linked to stress. But if you like, I can talk a little bit more about omega-3s. Because 80% of Australians are deficient in omega-3. Did you know that? 80%, which is...
I believe that.
Huge. And without omega-3, we can't survive. It's an absolutely essential building block for our bodies. And if we're deficient in this essential building block, things start going wrong and it causes all sorts of diseases. Think of the body, and this is where my science brain kicks in. Think of the body as a massive collection of cells. These tiny little cells.
Trillions of them.
Trillions and trillions and trillions. And each cell has a fatty acid membrane, so a lipid membrane. And if that membrane is responsible for communication. So it lets messages come in and it sends messages out. And if that is not intact because we're not getting the correct fatty acids in our diet, things start to go wrong. The cells can't communicate. Your body can't send the right messages. So we need, and we can't produce the right omega-3s ourselves. We absolutely need to get them from the diet.
And we've never seemed to have enough vitamin D in our body either.
That's true.
I mean, let's face it, our lands, our earth, is really depleted of all the minerals that we so much need.
Especially in Australia.
Yeah.
We've got such ancient soils. I take magnesium supplements because...
Yeah, magnesium and zinc's always low.
We just can't get enough in our diets. You can eat lots of fruit and veggies, but unless they're grown with a lot of organic fertilizers, they're not going to have the minerals that we need.
No, that's pretty... I mean, and that's why... people that are making vitamins A, B, C, D or whatever's out there are making a fortune because people are taking it, but without realising that some of the things they're taking is just not going to work.
Yeah, and it is an unnecessary burden on your body.
Yeah. So in your website you had something about understanding the pain if you're in, because a lot of people do have pain, right? A lot of, especially lower back, shoulders, knees. We're talking about especially the men, footy players and surfers and...
Yes. Pain's a huge problem.
Farmers.
You know, and look at this opioid problem we have in society for people trying to manage pain. But there are some great natural therapies out there now. So our story, back in 2014 is when we started growing hemp. And around that time, Chris was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. So
What's that?
That's spinal arthritis. You know the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah, okay.
That's AS.
That would be so painful.
Yes, they call it bamboo spine. So what happens is the spine starts to fuse. It tries to fuse
itself,
and so you end up with this crooked hunchback, and it's very painful while it's trying to fuse. I think once it's fused, it's not painful anymore, but you can't move. Chris this is a hereditary condition. He was diagnosed when he was about 35, and he's in chronic pain every day. He went on prescription anti-inflammatories as recommended by the doctor, and ended up with horrific stomach ulcers. Yeah. He called me.
And they do that. And was he supposed to just stay on it for like permanently?
Semi-permanently, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The doctor said have it with food and have breaks occasionally, but he didn't understand the repercussions. And his symptoms were so bad, he thought he was having a heart attack one day. He called me from work.
Okay.
I had to race home. He was airlifted to Royal Perth Hospital with a suspected split aorta. It was stomach ulcers from the anti-inflammatories.
Wow.
So he can't take them anymore. So we needed to find something natural that worked and that he could take for the rest of his life. And that's where the hemps come in. Right. We were already growing it at that stage, but it just fortified our need to continue down this path.
Well, it's all certainly meant. I mean, that is your journey, isn't it, for both of you?
Yeah.
So that he takes that every day?
His hemp seed oil, yes, because hemp seed oil is anti-inflammatory. Omega-3s are wonderfully anti-inflammatory. And also our terpene tonics.
Tell me about what is terpene?
Terpenes are as amazing as omega-3s. So terpenes are botanical compounds that they create the smell of plants. So eucalyptol is the terpene responsible for the smell of eucalyptus. Linalool is responsible for one of the relaxing smells of lavender, for example. Limonene from citrus is quite uplifting. Beta-pinene and alpha-pinene from pine, and that's also uplifting. A lot of these terpenes, they've got amazing therapeutic properties. So, for example, beta-caryophyllene, my favorite terpene of all time, that is from cloves, black pepper, cinnamon. That is a very powerful.
The smell,
the woody smell. And
it's an amazing smell.
It is gorgeous,
the cloves.
Stunning.
Yeah.
And that is, beta-caryophyllene is a powerful anti-inflammatory. It's actually called the dietary cannabinoid. So it's so similar in structure to CBD that it activates the same cells in the body, the CB2 cells. And the CB2 receptors. It activates those receptors. And so it has scientifically been shown to have similar effects to CBD.
This is cloves, right?
Beta-caryophyllene.
Yeah, because I can remember when I was a child, I was in Europe at the time, that when you had a toothache, you used to get clove oil and put that onto a little cotton thing and put it on the tooth, and it would actually work.
Yes, yeah. That's probably due to
I've forgotten all about that until you started talking about that.
Yeah, all these natural remedies.
All these natural things that we haven't even tried.
There's so much behind them. And now, so beta-caryophyllene is the active ingredient in cloves. I'm sure there's more, but it's one of the key active ingredients in cloves that has that pain relieving effect.
Right.
So what we've done is we've just, like through the science, worked with another company to develop these great functional blends. And then we've infused them into our hemp seed oil, and they are our terpene tonics. So it's in your hemp seed oil as well? Well, hemp's rich in terpenes. That's what gives it its lovely smell. So when you're having a full spectrum hemp oil, a CBD oil, half of the heavy lifting is actually being done by the terpenes, not just the CBD. Right. And because we're not allowed to sell CBD, we focus on the terpenes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's going to be just as good by the sounds of it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, you just need to take a little bit extra, and then you've got the same sort of effect as CBD. So Chris uses our Soothe blend, which is our anti-inflammatory blend, and he'll have 5 drops twice a day, and that keeps on top of all his pain.
So you actually have little remedy bottles, do you?
Yeah, we do. They're little dropper bottles, tincture bottles. And we do 4 blends at the moment.
And what are they all used for? Which ones have you got?
Soothers for pain and inflammation. We've got Calm for stress and anxiety. That targets the GABA receptors. We have Energize, which is more for focus and concentration. It targets the serotonin receptors. Right. Helps to stabilise mood.
How interesting.
Bit of an uplifting blend. Yeah. And then we have siesta, which targets the A2A and GABA receptors, which are your sleep receptors. So that helps the body to have more restorative deep sleep.
So you would have actually really done a lot of research.
Yes, significant amounts of research.
To put those together, because each one's different, has a different effect.
Correct. But like I said, we've worked together with another company who specialises in this, and they've done a lot of this terpene research, and we've sort of told them what we want and which terpenes we want to be the dominant
ones. And then
ones.
you mix it with the oil.
Yeah,
we
mix it with our oil, yeah.
So you process everything on your farm, your oils?
We process as much as we can on our farm. Everything is kind of impossible, because of the certification required. So we outsource some parts, but yeah, as much as we can. We've got a little manufacturing room on our farm.
Do people come to visit that, or are you online only?
Online only at this stage.
A lot of people are just doing online.
We have a shop, but yeah, the public liability side of things makes it very expensive if you start inviting people.
Oh yeah, because you have to have disability toilets.
That's right.
And pathways.
It's just not worth the cost.
No, it's you have to be quite cashed up to do that.
Our business is at our home.
Yeah.
And we've got young children. We're very busy.
You would lose that whole private, beautiful
lose
life.
that privacy. That's right. Yeah.
So, protein. So my daughter, who's a vegan, and she's in South Australia, and she's off grid. She's totally into all the health foods. She's just actually come up with her own product as well. But hemp was one of the biggest things that she takes. So the hemp seeds.
Good.
You know, when she comes here, she always got a bag of hemp seeds, and she throws it in everything.
Excellent.
So, but she also introduced hemp protein. You can get hemp protein powder.
Yes.
So do you do that as well?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we've got the hemp seeds, hemp seed oil, hemp protein powder.
Oh, right.
And the great thing about hemp protein, unlike many other plant-based sources of protein, is it contains all of the essential amino acids. So essential means our body can't create or build them itself. We need to get it from the diet. And hemp is a complete protein source. It contains all of the essential amino acids our bodies need. That's why it's so valuable, and it's also highly digestible. So do you just take a scoop into a cup of water, or how do you? Protein, I enjoy putting it a tablespoon when I'm making muffins or pancakes for the kids.
In the food.
Yeah, it's good in baking. It's a bit like a flour.
That's a great idea.
I would pop some in the smoothies, but I actually prefer the hemp seeds or the hemp hearts, the little white seeds. I prefer their flavour, and they're very high in protein too. So protein powder is probably about 50% protein, but your hemp seeds are about 35% protein. So they're still up there. And the seeds contain all the wonderful omegas as well.
Yeah, so you're getting everything.
Everything, yeah. But then the protein has more fibre. So it's good to have both. Both are good.
So how long have you been doing all this hemp?
10 years.
10 years,
yeah.
10 years. And have you made a lot of recipes with all the seeds and if you've done a lot of things with the hemp, you must have. You must try a lot of things.
A lot of things, yeah. We actually had we got little micro influencers on Instagram who are nutritionists, and we sent them out our products, and they've come up with heaps of recipes that are on our website.
Wow, really?
Yeah, there's heaps of things you can do with it, whether it's in healthy snacks for your kids. Or
because you could put it into like bars, couldn't you? Into fruit and nut bars.
Definitely, the protein powder is great for that. Obviously in smoothies, but in your muesli. I've had someone do a healthy chicken nugget recipe with our dukkha, because we do a couple of healthy condiments as well. We do a dukkha and a salad sprinkle. And
that'd be easy in that, and just a salad sprinkle just over the top, innit?
Yeah, chuck it on. It's really healthy nutrition. It's got good herbs and spices in there, which we don't get enough of as well. So someone did chicken nuggets with our dukkha, healthy chicken nuggets. So you can do anything with it, really.
Yeah, just a bit. You just need to use your imagination.
100%. Yeah.
And there's not a lot you have to do. What about you? Well, you can so you can use it in cakes. You can use it in anything. Yeah, but it sounds like the way to go as far as and I'm really interested in trying this product out, especially your oil.
It's great for kids.
I'd love to try oil out.
The hemp seed, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of autism, ADHD, and anxiety in the youth.
Yeah.
And omega-3 has been scientifically shown to improve symptoms in all 3 of those conditions.
Oh, really?
And I really question if our kids are getting enough omegas. So hemp seeds...
Well, they're probably not.
They're probably
Bronwyn,
not.
Because you look at the price of fish today.
It's extraordinary.
People with today's economy, they're not getting anything, and the only places you get it from, I believe at the time, before you told me about the hemp, is either from a pill and fish oil pill that you don't know what you're taking because it just says fish oil. You don't know whose oil it is,
and it contains heavy metals.
Well, well, that's the thing, isn't it? You don't know where it's processed. You don't know where it's come from.
Is it sustainable? Does it have plastics? You just don't know.
No.
But hemp, if you can get a teaspoon into your kids every day, put it in their smoothies. Make my kids a beautiful banana milkshake. They don't know it's in there. They do not know. And that's giving them their daily dose of omegas.
Yeah, it's almost like the old castor oil thing, isn't it? They used to give people when they're sick.
Used to force that down the kids'
Yeah, I know.
throat.
I've never tried it.
Me neither.
But it's almost like that, isn't it? It's like they're old remedies. And you think about it, you go back hundreds of years, thousands of years when people were living out in the bush. I mean, I don't think many people were dying from cancer and things like that then. I don't think there was that many diseases that we have, I really don't. And what did they live off? They lived off what was growing.
And living in the bush, I'm coming back to terpenes now.
Yeah.
You're inhaling terpenes all day, every day.
Oh, right.
So I
of course
believe,
you are, yes.
Besides omega-3 deficiency, there's a massive terpene deficiency. And not just terpenes, but other plant compounds like flavonoids, saponins, tannins, and what do we get from wine? It's the that word. But yeah, I believe there is a terpene deficiency as well because we're living in cities. We don't have the plants around us.
No.
And we, in the old days, would absorb these just through walking in the bush.
Yeah.
We don't get them anymore.
No.
Things are going wrong with our bodies. People have our terpene tonics and feel remarkably better.
I really get that. I mean, life today is on a 300 square meter little block with it, and you're bricked in basically.
And we're not supposed to live like that.
No, well, years ago everyone had a quarter-acre block, and that gave you a garden. Now you can't really have a garden.
Or it's fake
You can't
turf.
even have rainwater.
Yeah. Oh, and the steam water is so full of
I know,
chemicals.
I can't drink it.
Oh my God. The amount, when you can taste chlorine, you have to wonder what that's doing to your microbiome. And all the other chemicals in there. There's the contraceptive pill seeping out now in steam water. There's fertility issues in society.
There's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, steam water's terrible.
There's a lot of... And also, relying on, I think it's great if you break a bone and you go to hospital and they put it in a cast or they fix it, or if you've cut yourself deeply and they stitch you up, that's great. But I think people have really, from, like I was growing up to believe that if you get sick, you go to a doctor, all the time. Without realising, and people become so codependent on a doctor, they think, I've got to go to doctors, and not even looking at if there's any alternative ways of healing.
There's some great books out there.
And there are so many alternative ways.
So many. There's some amazing books.
Yeah, have you heard of Barbara O'Neill?
Yes.
She's amazing.
Yes.
I mean, she's been going for a long time, and she's another one who's just defies everything. Says, this will cure you, take that. I go, wow, that's amazing.
Oh, 100%.
But, but I will have to try your product out now that we've had this talk.
I should have brought some, sorry.
Yeah, I should have told you to bring some. and so you work this with your business, with your husband, right? This business, you work together. So do you have sections you're in charge of, or do you just run the whole thing together? And
we've got our jobs.
Okay.
So Chris is the farmer. He's out there on the tractor doing.
So that'd be hard on his back.
A little bit. Yeah. He knows his limits. Yeah. He keeps active and strong. That's the best thing he can do with AS.
Yeah.
Is keep that muscle
moving.
Yeah, keep it moving and keep strong. So actually, surfing is fabulous for AS sufferers because you're hyperflexing in the other direction. Yeah. So he needs to surf as much as he can. And keeps very active and strong. Yeah. And Chris does. He's just a natural people person. So
I know. I've seen him at the
markets.
The Margaret River markets on Saturday mornings. You have a stall, don't you?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And I met him there, and he was just as, excuse me, and there was just sunlight. He's really happy, really there, isn't he?
Lovely.
I mean, he's just an amazing guy. I thought, wow, what an energy you've got. I like this person.
Yes, yeah. He really draws you in, and
he's magnificent
and
at that.
He's
his
walking
energy.
the walk. Yeah.
And to not know that he's actually probably in pain while he's in this, in that state. And you were I bumped into you at the Origin.
Yes.
So when are you there?
I'm in Origins Market in Busselton on Thursdays and Fridays, and that's a great little.
It's great.
Facility.
I'd like to see more happening there. You know.
Yeah, it's just in the wrong location, but everyone needs to go.
Do you think it's in the wrong location?
Absolutely, but
you're near Kmart and all those other, like that.
We can't do anything about the location. We just need the locals to be supporting it, really.
Well, I hope they continue to support it.
Yeah.
Because it is a great spot. You've got there's the Barley Butcher there, and he used to be in Dunsborough a long time ago.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Yeah. So that's, it's a great place to go and visit. So I'd highly suggest you go and see Bronwyn on Thursdays
and Fridays.
Yes. Only Thursdays and Fridays.
Oh, we have a wonderful staff member in there on Saturdays and Sundays.
But if you want to have a consultation about what you're experiencing and what might be best for you, go and see Bronwyn on Thursday and Friday. And I'm assuming that those of you who already have the product would go there anyway at any time to purchase it. And then if you want to see her magical husband with this amazing smile, you go down to the Margaret River Markets on Saturday morning or till 12. All day?
11:30.
Yeah, okay, 11:30. And same at the Origin?
That's all day.
All
9 to
day.
5.
You're there all day. That's a long stint.
It's my office. That's where I get all my work done.
Okay, good. Good.
So I do the management side of Bass Valley, and while Chris is doing the farming, and so I'm glued to my computer when I'm working on Bass Valley, and so Origins is perfect for that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Bronwyn's also going to give a talk, be one of the presenters at the Yelling Up Wellness Expo, and she will have a stall there. So you can either see her personally at the stall there as well, or come and listen to the talk if you want to know more. I'm pretty sure that you're going to be able to answer some questions.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about the endocannabinoid system.
Oh, that's another thing. That sounds pretty... Oh, wow.
Yes.
That'll be great. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm pretty sure you will be. So we're going to sign off. Thanks very much, Bronwyn, for coming along. And it's going to be great seeing you at the expo.
Can't wait. Thank you. And can't wait to meet as many people as we can. Come and seek us out. And if anyone's been thinking about medicinal cannabis, we've got some really great cheaper alternatives that I'd love to talk to you all about. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
We hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and we look forward to your company in our next episode, In Body, In Mind.